Here is all the footwear that I use throughout my hunting season. What I wear for early season archery deer is completely different from what I wear late season. And neither of those necessarily are what I'm wearing for September or November elk. So I'm going to make 4 videos showing you exactly what I wear on each hunt, why I choose it, and what I've learned actually hunting in them. We're gonna start with early season deer. My early season archery for deer, it's typically really hot here where I live. So I am prioritizing something that is lightweight, breathable, and comfortable. Okay, I don't need a whole lot of support. It's pretty much flat ground, a lot of cornfields, bean fields. There are some areas of timber in my state, so I do get into some mountainous areas, but I don't have a heavy load, not a real heavy pack, so I don't need anything that's heavy duty, essentially. So I've got 3 shoes here, and I'm gonna cover them for you. I've got these Topos. These are the Mountain Racer 4s. These are the Nimble Wandertoes 2.0, the Crispi Lapponia Lights. I would say 80% of the time I'm wearing either my Topos or the Joe Nimbles, right? They don't make these Joe Nimbles anymore, so I can't really recommend them to you, but they are a fantastic shoe, and I'll cover those in just a little bit. But let's start with these Topos, right? I have wider feet. I like to be able to splay my toes and have that feeling in my toes that makes my feet less cramped. It's more comfortable. It allows my toes and feet to breathe a lot better. So I just have this little pocket of air up here in the top of these shoes. These have that really thick, dense foam that makes it feel like you're walking on a cloud. So when you're walking over sticks and everything, it just rolls right over them very, very easily. I train in these as well, do a lot of hiking and backpacking for getting fit and in shape for my archery season in elk September. I have been extremely happy with these, and if I need to run a gaiter, I can. I've got these little bitty lightweight gaiters that keep stuff out of the bottom of these. So if you're not running a mid top and it's this more low top up to your ankles, having these gaiters can help keep stuff out of your socks and out of your shoes when you're walking through the fields and whatnot. But these have been great. The traction on them's amazing. Crazy big lugs. Love them. This shoe is pretty much the same as this. Has a lot of good traction. Of course, mine's all worn down. They're very comfortable and flexible like a tennis shoe, but they just have a single layer of leather on them. I love these. I'm so disappointed they stopped making these. But the main reason I love these is if, say it is summertime and we end up having some kind of a cold snap one day where it's just a little bit chilly, or maybe it's the ground's a little bit damp and I don't necessarily want to run these, I'll put these on because it's got a thin layer of leather, still very breathable, but if there is some dew on the ground, it doesn't soak in because I keep the leather treated and it's fine, right? Now, if you're a deer hunter, most of the time, I would say the majority of you do not go out when it's raining, but let's say it's just a light rain and you've got the big buck and you can deal with a little bit of rain. You've got your rain jacket on, you've got your rain pants on, it's just lightly drizzling or just lightly raining. That's when I move over to these Crispis. They are a little bit heavier boot, but they still are pretty flexible and comfortable. They just wouldn't be my first choice. But the main reason I am picking these is because, man, they are bomb-proof when it comes to being waterproof. I'm not a big fan of wearing big rubber boots. I think they're kind of clunky, and then your feet just end up getting very hot and sweaty inside of them. Just not my thing. I know a lot of people run those, just not me. I will talk about my socks here. These are just a darn tough, lightweight hiker. I believe. They're great. They seem to regulate the temperature of my feet very well. You don't get all swampy like you do like in a regular cotton sock. So that's my early season deer archery setup. They're lightweight, very functional for the different scenarios that you might have during the early season. In the next video, we're going to talk about late season deer when those temperatures drop, what I actually wear then.